Hey Busters, welcome back to another Shokugan video. So today we'll be taking a look at HolyAngemon from the Digimon SHODO series, specifically Digimon 2. So for those looking at this, sorry guys, it took me so long to get this review out. I finally, went out of my way and bought the guy, and just to get off right off the bat, I'm really surprised at how much I actually love this guy. So first, let's just go over the box. And yeah, so he does stand pretty well. It's just my video box here is just currently kind of like puffed up. But yeah, so here's the box. The brand name, SHODO Digimon 2. This is the second wave, I guess. The first wave had a WarGreymon, Garurumon, and Angemon. This is the second wave. So just note, it is the Digimon Adventure, I guess, the brand new Digimon 2020 series. So some designs might be just influenced by that. I'm not really sure if there is a difference. So here it's HolyAngemon. It's just got his profile. His name, HolyAngemon, level Kanzentai, so perfect or ultimate in the West. Type, Daitenchi, so like great angel, Zokusei vaccine type. And that's about his special attack is Heaven's Gate. So here the lineup is MetalGarurumon, HolyAngemon, and AtlurKabuterimon. Just for those wondering, hoping to get the set, AtlurKabuterimon is the rare one in the wave. So when you buy one of these, it's a box and there's 6 in a case, and the breakdown is 3 MetalGarurumons, 2 HolyAngemons, and 1 AtlurKabuterimon in each case. And of course, these always come with a piece of gum, which is why these are called Shokugan. It just means like toy candies. It's just a way, by including a piece of toy, they're able to sell these in the Japanese supermarkets. So that's just that. So moving on to the figure itself. Sorry guys, let me get it in there. So yeah, overall I'm really surprised at how much I like this guy. Lots of details. But yeah, first let's just go off of the let's go over the articulation, I guess. So actually when you open this, it actually comes in tons of pieces. The torso, the wings, the arms, and the legs. You gotta plug them in yourself. But yeah, they actually went through a lot. So I'm just going to remove his Excalibur for a second. So this is actually a plug-in piece. Alright, just don't want to break it. Just slowly wiggle it out. So there you go. So if you wanted him without it. But yeah, in terms of articulation, I guess, let's just remove one of his wings so you can see. So first, the wings are just on pegs here, as you can see. And just one solid hard plastic. You can kind of hear it. It's a nice gray color, I guess. It's not white, so not sure if that's good or bad. But yeah, let's just remove both of them. So the cool thing about him is that this here, the wings that kind of like form, I guess, like a kind of like a skirt piece, like they actually went out of their way and put these on little ball joints, so you are able to move them upwards if you wanted to give him more articulation in the legs. So that was really nice. So I'll just move these arms out of the way. So his legs goes about this much. I mean, maybe I can get a bit more. It is just hindered by this other one, so get about 45 up here, as well as much as you want. It is hindered by this piece, but surprisingly, the legs can't move back too much for some reason. Yeah, so his legs actually only go back so much due to, I guess, like his butt sculpt. Here, let's see it. But yeah, the sculpt of his butt, it just kind of like hinders here at the top, so you only get about this much. Legs does do a full 45. And the legs here are all on ball joints, so get some of that. And then, I mean, you can get it like side to side, but it is a bit of a hassle. They are on ball joints, so you can just like here, you could rotate it side, but you honestly, I wouldn't recommend kind of like twisting it out just to get it in the way, just because you don't really want to break it. So here it is. So I just popped that off right there. So as you can see, it's on there. You have to pop these on yourself when you build it. So. And for those wondering which one's forward and back, you can just use the box to kind of like indicate which one's the front. But honestly, I don't think it matters too much. As I I mean, I'm not positive. I feel like they're probably the same size, but let's just pop this back off, and there we go. And his body is just on a peg here. Sorry, guys, popped it off. So that peg there, and the wings here are actually pegged up. Not, I guess, whatever these are called, kind of like this wavy thing. And actually, this piece is actually just plugged in here specifically for use of a stand, which I'll show it off, which is great. So there you go. For his body, like this part is also here, just pegged in here. So, and the arms, you have to put them in it by yourself, so they're on ball joints. You get about high articulation, 45 degree, as much as you want. Unfortunately, on his left hand, because of the shoulder guard, it is slightly hindered, so you don't get as much. And your vote. As for whether or not you can take this off, I kind of tried wiggling it out, but it didn't really seem to want to pop off, and I didn't really want to force it, so I left it there. Whether or not it pop off, I'm not too sure. And the head is on a ball joint, so you get a bit of there left and right, and which I'll show it off. Oops, sorry. I'll show it off later, so you can just kind of see the sculpt. The sculpt is really nice. You know, you got the indentations on the mask, face. You know, they even painted like the silver here just on the side, and painted the wings. You know, like honestly, really good detail. So, as I can definitely say, this Shodo series, it's expensive, but they really put in the effort for the detail. Even painted like here, honestly, stuff they wouldn't really paint. They went out of their way. I mean, the shoulders, just even like the belts on his hands. They didn't do it for the fingers though, but still really good. Let's just put him back in. But yeah, overall, I was really surprised. He's actually pretty hefty once all the parts are on, surprisingly. But and the back wings, you just put it in here. For me, I like anytime I kind of do these pegs, I generally like just push and wiggle it in. That way, you know, less chance of snapping. But yeah, in terms of paint apps, sculpt, real good stuff. The one thing I did find, the figure that I didn't particularly like too much, was his head, or specifically, I guess not his head, but the hair, which I'll show off. So you can actually get him into tons of great poses. However, because of his hair like this, he can't actually look off to the side too much, as his hair gets in the way. So because of that, it hinders it. However, because it is soft plastic, you are able to, example, say, if I want his head turned this way, he only goes so far. However, if I wanted a bit more, all I had to do was kind of just like rotate the wings down a bit, and then just, you know, just push this inside. And by doing so, you get a lot more movement in the head towards one side. So, I mean, so technically, his head can look like almost as much as you want. However, it is a bit of a hassle trying to like move the wings in and out. But yeah, overall, it's a really good toy. You know, I was actually surprised how much I actually liked it. Because of how his arms and stuff, you actually get some great movement, like articulation. Get him some good poses, like you move the legs up like this. You know, you can have it like so. Just show what I have a Shokugan base, not specifically the onesie base, but this was from the old Shodo Kamen Rider lines from, I think, 4 or 5 years ago. So let's see, oops. So just plug that in there. So you get him some flying poses, although, you know, might have to angle it better, but yeah. So you can get him flying and stuff. Of course, you guys most interested in size comparisons, so let me just bring in some of the other guys. So here he is next to HolyAngemon from the first wave. So HolyAngemon here is slightly taller. You know, in terms of weight, well, Wargreymon is definitely heavier, but not by too much, honestly. And while I do love Wargreymon a lot more, like the detailing, like the subtle details, like the small compact details on this figure does really make him seem like a better toy or figure overall. So he's next to Wargreymon. And here he is next to MetalGarurumon. So kind of like that. Oops. Little plugged in tail. So MetalGarurumon's from the first wave. Not very much. And let's have him next to Garudamon. And he's next to Garudamon, the rare one from the first wave. So there's pretty good height. And how about... Of course, everyone was probably waiting for this. Sorry it took so long. Oops. It's Angemon. So overall together, they're quite well together. HolyAngemon is definitely shorter. Angemon is taller, so by quite a bit. Honestly, hold on. Let me just put his hands here and let me just wiggle his head or his hair. Let me just pull his back out so he can look straight, just so maybe you guys can kind of see. I mean, she is on, you know, high heels, so she's tall. So HolyAngemon shorter. Face-wise, I think, honestly, I think they're about like the same size, like in terms of like the size of the head, meaning their body size are pretty much 1-to-1 to each, so they're about big. So you can kind of see the different shade of white versus the gray. And going on, we got Lily. Oh, actually, sorry guys, before I do that, I did want to show off, what was it, like, so you can kind of see here, like, the difference in, like, ball joints. So she's much thinner in front of the arms versus the surprisingly cute Lilymon. I'm just gonna hold it. So Lilymon, they're about Lilymon and HolyAngemon are about the same actually, so not too bad. And then next to the short stuff, we got my AtlurKabuterimon. So can't get over how amazing of a sculpt, but how small he is here. Next to Zudomon, who, while kind of the similar size, does have much more bulk. And finally, here he is next to Omegamon. I currently have him in the, Battle of Omega pose from the Digimon card game, so if I just kind of move his arm down a bit. So Omegamon is definitely bigger, as you can see. So yeah, that's about it. And of course, for those who, you know, don't actually have, I guess, any reference, here he is next to a generic poker size card, Pokemon size, Magic the Gathering, Digimon card game, just generic poker playing card size. So he'd be about pretty much just as tall as a card, you know. I mean, if I straightened up his legs, he'll be a little bit taller, I guess. But as you can see from the side, he's just, his head is just a smidge taller. And width-wise, he's about that wide. So yeah. But overall, I am quite impressed with the guy. Like, he is definitely a really good figure. Like, amazing sculpt. Like, even like here, his little ribbon part. Let's see if I show. Like, it does have. They even went through like the sculpting detail. So, like the circular marks here, just that cybernetic kind of look. They painted the arms here, like the detailing. Like overall, I really appreciate how much kind of like detailing and effort they went into making these figures. So yeah, like it's figures like these that I'm like, okay, you know what? This slightly justifies the slightly higher price tag for this line versus their other Shodo lines. But yeah, overall, I guess just to summarize, overall paint app as always for this Digimon line is great. Sculpting is great. Articulation is really good. Heft wise, it's actually not bad. Like, because of just like, because of, I guess, like his legs, just kind of like how wide it is, say compared to the more other humanoid ones like HolyAngemon, because she just has like the lack of base of a balance. HolyAngemon actually balances quite well and has a bit of heft. The fact that they put kind of like the skirt wings as ball joints to give it more articulation is really nice on their end. You know, paint apps is great. So overall, I can actually highly recommend this figure for fans. HolyAngemon fans, like, no doubt you would get it, because except for this and the what is it, the Choshinka, the Super Evolution toy series that came back, I think 2 years ago, that cost about like, I think it was like $60 to $80, like 6,000 yen, 8,000 yen. That was your only other option, but that had tons of kibble. But this one is just a pure figure for for posing, whatever you want. Honestly, a great figure for Angemon fans. For Digimon fans, this is actually a solid toy. I guess out of all the partner ones, you know, except for like MetalGarurumon, WarGreymon, Omegamon, you know, the fan favorites, out of all, like, except for the main guys, honestly, I think this one might be my favorite, actually. Like, AtlurKabuterimon is great, but too small. Lilymon was really cute, but I really don't particularly like the way they did the elbows here. Like, his is just nice, good, strong ball joint, you know, flows pretty well. Like, honestly, it's a really solid toy, and I definitely recommend it for any fans or people who are on the fence about HolyAngemon. You actually won't be disappointed with this. I highly recommend this for this figure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So there we have it. If you guys wanted, I have videos up of all the other ones, and probably I'm just going to throw up a quick overall summary of all of them. For those wondering, this line currently, Digimon 3 is out already with all the other ones that I showed with the size comparison, but they didn't announce, but they kind of did like a teaser that they're going towards a Digimon Set 4 series. They showed off a silhouette of MetalGarurumon and MegaKabuterimon. So there is a chance they'll do it. However, they haven't made any prototypes nor officially announced anything. So there is a chance they could cancel it depending if the third line doesn't sell as well, because the silhouette for that actually we first got a teaser of it when the Vital Brace released in their start guide, which was about a month or two back, I think, before Set 3 released. So I think depending on how well the Set 3 sells, it may make or break this line. So, but honestly, I'm glad they actually finished this. So I mean, the Choshinka series was a big letdown. I bought all of them, and they never did the last 4 or 3. Was it Biyomon, Gomamon, Lilymon? The last 3. So, and they had prototypes of Biyomon and a Gyomon Dukemon. That was terrible that they just gave up on that. However, there is a chance, you know, those will always make it back, given how the Digimon Plow Model Reboot series made it. So, sorry guys for rambling, but yeah, as always, if there's anything I didn't go over enough or you wanted to know more about, please feel free to let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you on that. Once again, thanks for watching, and this is Buster-kun here, off to his home star rodeo.